The quietly wealthy never look rich, and that's exactly their secret. Most people think building wealth means flashy cars, designer clothes, and showing the world you've made it. But the truly wealthy play a completely different game, one that happens in silence, behind closed doors, away from everyone's eyes. In this video, I'm giving you 15 smart moves that quietly wealthy people use every single day. And by the time you finish watching, you'll never look at money the same way again. Move 1. Pay yourself first, before anyone else gets a penny. Here's something most people get completely backwards. The average person earns their paycheck, pays their rent, pays their bills, buys groceries, spends on entertainment, and then saves whatever is left over at the end of the month. The problem? There is almost never anything left over. Life always finds a way to consume every single dollar you earn if you let it. Quietly wealthy people do the exact opposite. The moment their paycheck hits their account, a fixed percentage, typically between 20 to 30%, is automatically transferred into a separate savings or investment account before they even touch it. This isn't optional for them. It's not something they think about. It's automated, locked in, and non-negotiable. The psychology behind this is powerful. When you never see that money sitting in your main account, you stop counting it as available money. Your brain adjusts to living on what remains. Over time, this single habit, done quietly, without telling anyone, builds a financial foundation that most people around you will never even know exists. No announcements, no posts, just consistent, silent action every single month compounding in the background. Move 2. Never tell people how much you make. This one sounds simple, but it is one of the most underrated wealth protection strategies that exists. The moment people around you, friends, family, co-workers, know how much money you earn, something invisible but very real shifts in the relationship. Suddenly there are expectations. Suddenly you're expected to pick up the bill. Suddenly people feel entitled to borrow money. Suddenly your lifestyle choices are judged against what others think you should be doing with your income. Wealthy people guard their income information like a trade secret. They deflect salary questions with vague answers. They don't post about big wins on social media. They don't brag about raises or bonuses. This isn't dishonesty, it's financial self-defense. When no one knows your numbers, no one can pressure you to spend against your goals. The less noise you make about your income, the more freedom you have to quietly direct every dollar exactly where you decide it should go, toward investments, assets, and long-term wealth, instead of toward managing other people's expectations of you. Move 3. Live below your means silently. Quietly wealthy people drive normal cars, live in reasonable homes, and wear nothing that screams money. This isn't because they can't afford better. It's because they made a conscious decision that impressing strangers is the fastest way to stay broke. Every dollar you spend on appearances is a dollar that isn't growing for you. The person driving the luxury car is often making monthly payments that quietly drain their wealth. Meanwhile, the person in the ordinary car is investing that same amount every month and watching it compound. Living below your means doesn't mean suffering. It means being intentional. It means choosing financial freedom over social approval. Nobody needs to know your budget. Nobody needs to see your bank account. You just quietly keep your expenses low and let your investments silently grow in the background. Move 4. Build multiple income streams. Tell nobody. 1 income stream is a risk. 2 is stability. 3 or more is quiet wealth building in action. Wealthy people don't rely on a single paycheck. They build side income through freelancing, digital products, dividends, or rental income, and they rarely talk about it publicly. Why? Because silence protects opportunity. When people don't know about your extra income, they can't minimize it, mock it, or pressure you to spend it. You simply keep stacking streams quietly until one day your passive income covers your expenses completely. Move 5. Invest consistently, without announcing it. Most people wait for the perfect moment to invest. They watch the market, they overthink, they wait, and while they're waiting, Quietly wealthy people are investing every single month without fail, without announcing it, and without asking anyone's opinion. They understand one fundamental truth: time in the market always beats timing the market. A consistent $200 invested every month for 20 years does more damage than a one-time $10,000 investment made at the perfect moment. Nobody knows about their brokerage account. Nobody knows about their index funds. Nobody knows about their portfolio growing silently in the background. And that's exactly how they want it. Investing without an audience removes the pressure of looking smart and replaces it with something far more valuable: actual results. Move 6. Avoid lifestyle inflation at all costs. You get a raise, so you get a nicer apartment. You land a bonus, so you buy a better car. This trap is called lifestyle inflation, and it is the single biggest reason people earn more but never actually get ahead. Quietly wealthy people treat every income increase as an investment opportunity, not a spending opportunity. When their salary goes up, their lifestyle stays exactly the same, but their investment contributions go up immediately. This gap between what you earn and what you spend is called your wealth gap. The wider you keep it, the faster your wealth grows, completely invisible to everyone around you. Move 7. Master the art of saying no. Quietly wealthy people are not people pleasers when it comes to money. They say no to unnecessary dinners. They say no to group vacations they can't afford. They say no to buying rounds of drinks just to look generous. And they do it without guilt and without long explanations. Every time you say yes to spending that doesn't align with your goals, you are saying no to your future wealth. It really is that simple. The social pressure to spend is constant, and it is one of the most powerful forces working against your financial progress every single day. Wealthy people have quietly mastered the ability to decline without drama. A simple "I can't make it" or "not this time" is enough. You don't owe anyone a detailed breakdown of your financial priorities. Protect your money like you protect your time, quietly, firmly, and without apology. Move 8. Educate yourself financially every single week. The wealth gap between people is largely an information gap. Quietly wealthy people are constantly reading, listening, and learning about money, investing, taxes, and assets. They treat financial education as a non-negotiable weekly habit. While others are consuming entertainment, they are consuming knowledge that directly compounds their net worth over time. One book, one podcast, one article per week adds up to an enormous financial advantage over 5 to 10 years. And they don't broadcast this either. They simply absorb, apply, and let the results speak quietly for themselves through their growing accounts and increasing financial security. Move 9. Use debt as a tool, never as a lifestyle. Most people use debt to fund a lifestyle they cannot afford. New phone on installments, vacation on credit card, furniture on finance. This kind of debt silently destroys wealth before it even has a chance to grow. Quietly wealthy people see debt completely differently. They only take on debt when it works for them. A mortgage on a rental property that generates income, a business loan that produces more than it costs. This is called good debt, and it is one of the most powerful quiet wealth-building tools available. They never use debt to impress anyone. They never swipe a credit card to keep up with others. Every borrowing decision is cold, calculated, and purposeful. The result is that while most people are paying interest and losing money, quietly wealthy people are using borrowed money to make more money, completely under the radar. Move 10. Protect your wealth with insurance and emergency funds. Building wealth quietly also means protecting it quietly. One medical emergency, one job loss, one unexpected expense without a financial buffer can wipe out years of disciplined saving in a single moment. Quietly wealthy people always maintain 3 to 6 months of expenses in a dedicated emergency fund that nobody touches, ever. They also invest in proper insurance coverage because they understand that protecting what you have built is just as important as building it. This financial cushion gives them something priceless: the ability to make calm, rational decisions during a crisis instead of desperate, expensive ones. Move 11. Automate everything. Let your money work while you sleep. Quietly wealthy people don't rely on willpower or memory to manage their money. They automate everything. Savings transferred automatically. Investments contributed automatically. Bills paid automatically. Everything runs in the background like a silent engine, building wealth 24 hours a day. Automation removes the single biggest enemy of financial progress: human emotion. When the market drops, they don't panic sell because their investments are on autopilot. When they get paid, they don't accidentally overspend because their savings move before they even see them. This system runs quietly, consistently, and without any audience. Most people around them have no idea that their entire financial life is operating on a carefully designed automatic system that never sleeps, never gets emotional, and never misses a month. Move 12. Surround yourself with quietly ambitious people. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and this is especially true with money. Quietly wealthy people are very intentional about who they allow into their inner circle. They seek out people who talk about ideas, investments, and opportunities rather than people who only talk about what they bought or what they want to buy. This doesn't mean cutting off friends. It means deliberately adding relationships that pull your financial mindset upward. When everyone around you is quietly building something, the pressure to spend on appearances disappears naturally. Instead, conversations shift toward growth, strategy, and long-term thinking. And that environment alone is worth more than any single financial tip. Move 13. Buy assets, not liabilities in disguise. Most people spend their entire lives buying things that feel like assets but are actually liabilities. A brand new car loses 20% of its value the moment you drive it off the lot. An expensive watch sitting in a drawer produces nothing. A wardrobe full of designer clothes generates zero return. Quietly wealthy people think in terms of assets, things that put money into their pocket over time. Stocks, index funds, rental properties, digital businesses, royalties. Every major purchasing decision is filtered through one simple question: does this make me money or cost me money over time? This mindset shift is silent but revolutionary. It doesn't mean never enjoying life. It means being brutally honest about what is actually growing your wealth versus what is simply draining it while looking impressive to people who aren't even paying attention to your finances. Move 14. Never reveal your financial goals to the wrong people. There is real psychological danger in sharing your financial goals too widely. Studies show that when you announce a big goal publicly, your brain receives a small reward just from the announcement, reducing your actual motivation to follow through and achieve it. But beyond psychology, sharing financial goals with the wrong people invites doubt, discouragement, and unsolicited opinions that quietly erode your confidence and momentum. Quietly wealthy people keep their goals close. They write them down privately. They track progress privately. They celebrate milestones privately. This silence creates a protective bubble around their ambition that outside negativity simply cannot penetrate. Move 15. Play the long game. Always. Quietly wealthy people are not chasing quick money. They are not buying lottery tickets, jumping into get-rich-quick schemes, or gambling on trends. They understand one fundamental truth that most people never accept. Real wealth is boring, slow, and invisible in the short term. They plant financial seeds today that they know won't fully grow for 5, 10, or 20 years. And they are completely comfortable with that timeline because they understand the devastating power of compound interest working silently in their favor every single day. While everyone around them is chasing overnight success, they are quietly stacking assets, cutting unnecessary expenses, and reinvesting returns. No noise, no shortcuts, just disciplined long game thinking that eventually produces a level of financial freedom most people only dream about. Here is the most important thing to remember from everything we covered today. Wealth built quietly is wealth built securely. No outside pressure. No social expectations. No one telling you how to spend what you earned. Just you, your discipline, and a silent system working in the background every single day. If you apply even 5 of these 15 moves consistently, your financial life will look completely different 2 years from now. Not because you got lucky, but because you made a decision to play a smarter, quieter, and more intentional game with your money. If this video added value to your life, subscribe to this channel because we drop content like this regularly. Practical, honest, and straight to the point. See you in the next one.